Hey everybody, welcome back to the Before I Forget podcast. This time, instead of Cage, I'm joined by Morgan Freeman.
I can't do a good Morgan Freeman.
I expected you to at least try.
I would have tried, but then I would have just embarrassed myself, and I would have
See,
embarrassed all our listeners.
That's the gold right there. Oh, back to the super embarrassment you have. Sorry for putting you in that situation.
Man, yeah, fucking. So, you know how there's like cringe compilations and try not to cringe challenges and all that shit?
Yeah.
I cannot do those.
Secondhand embarrassment. I've never heard of it.
Severe secondhand embarrassment. I just cannot. It's like, oh my god, these people are so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed for these. A lot of the times, they're not even embarrassed. Like, they don't even realize that they should be embarrassed. So I'm the only one embarrassed in the situation. It's like, oh, like people on a game show saying stupid shit. I would think of that every single day until I died.
So you have
Cannot fucking do that.
So you have no relation to these people, yet you get embarrassed by watching them
Yeah.
through a computer, not even real life.
Never heard of these people before.
Oh, wow.
Never heard of them again. Fucking some random dude says some dumb shit on fucking Wheel of Fortune, like fucking Q or some shit. And I'm just like, oh my god, this guy, everywhere he goes, he's gonna, hey, are you that guy that said Q that time on Wheel of Fortune? It's just, oh my god.
Cage and I have talked about this before outside of the podcast. I am still stunned. I've never seen that in anybody.
Yeah, Uff fucking loves cringe shit. I can't watch past like 10 seconds of a fucking video.
But anyways, that's probably a little topic. We'll get back to it every now and then. But Cage, you've got some topics lined up. Hit me.
Yeah, I've got some topics that I lined up a few seconds ago. So, hot sauces. I love spicy food. Fucking give me that shit, I will eat it.
See, this is interesting because I am not too into spicy foods.
I believe the technical term for that is
pussy.
A little bitch.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's not the fact that my mouth hurts after eating anything like that. I don't prefer the taste. Is it the taste?
I mean, it's kind of the taste. There's also like a smell factor to it.
There is a smell.
I like the burn, personally. It's just like, like, I don't know if you do know because you don't eat a bunch of spicy foods, but like sometimes your gums will be kind of sore or something, or like when you're brushing, you got like some stubborn spot and you just grind it against the gums real good. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Or like after you've been to the dentist and they poke you with all that metal shit, your gums will be sore and you'll just like push them. It's like pushing on a bruise, but in your mouth.
So you enjoy that?
I enjoy that, yeah.
Is it a certain feeling you get of pleasure? It still hurts, I imagine.
It still hurts, but it's like, it's not a lot of pain. It's just a small amount of pain. It's like scratching an itch, kind of. Like, there's a bit of pain involved with it, but
after a while,
it soothes an itch, though. Well, like if you just like scratch your nails down your arm right now,
yeah,
it's a slight, because it like triggers your nerves and shit, and it's like that, but in your mouth, and for a long time.
Welcome back to Two Idiots Try to Explain Stupid Things.
Two idiots try to explain things they have no purpose talking about. Also, just a little deviation on that right now on the mouth sense thing. I get like itches in my tongue like monthly or like twice a month sometimes.
In the back of your
like
just the back of your tongue?
In my tongue, just like
in your tongue.
In my tongue.
No specific place, just
in my tongue, usually on the right side. It just itches sometimes, and I have to like gnaw on it because I can't really scratch it with my hand because it's my tongue,
Do you ever like scrape it against your teeth? Not really bite it, just scrape it against the teeth. I've done that before, but that's more like back of the tongue. I ate something and it's tickling.
See, I don't think it's like leftover food. I think it just like happens like inside the tongue.
I don't know, man. But back to the spicy food thing. See,
Spicy food.
You enjoy the little bit of discomfort that comes with spicy food, and I understand that with some people. My cousin says you aren't taking a shower unless the water is hot enough to boil your skin off, and I don't understand that. He puts it all the way up, super hot. You can see the steam running off, and he's bright red.
That's like damaging to your skin. I mean, no doubt eating all the spicy food I do is bad for my mouth, but I'm going to do it anyway, I guess.
Actually,
I guess I empathize that way.
So, I listened to the H3 podcast, and I listened to the one where Michael Stevens, the Vsauce guy, came on, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about spicy food on there, and they actually had spicy wings on there. And he said, because, hey, Vsauce, Michael here, I know everything. That sort of feel you get in your mouth isn't actually pain and destroying of cells. It's more your cells trying to create the sensation of pain because the certain chemicals in the spicy foods
capsaicin, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not actually causing any pain. I mean, I'm sure if you do it long enough.
I mean, and I'm sure that causes pain.
I didn't hear a word you said.
People blister from capsaicin, and there's also a separate branch of people that aren't affected by capsaicin at all. Like they can rub peppers all up and down their face and in their eyes and shit.
Yeah. You see, I am not one of those people.
I mean, I'm not one of those people, and that's why I enjoy hot foods. I don't know how I could live if I couldn't like enjoy the heat,
So, when I was, instead of eating spicy foods a lot, I loved sour. And Warheads and Toxic Waste. Have you ever had those?
Yeah. I have, coincidentally, hang on just a second. I have right here in my hand 5 pounds-ish of Warheads.
Oh my gosh. You see, when I was little, I loved Warheads. Loved them to death. So, I'd just pop them in my mouth like Starburst or whatever. Didn't think too much of it. I actually damaged the sour and sweet tasting portions on my tongue because I just kept eating them. Wow. Eating them. And because of that, those certain areas don't react all that well to sweet and sour. So I prefer salty foods instead. Because that, when you lose a sense, the other ones are kind of heightened. It's like that with my taste buds.
See, I'm not huge on salt flavor, but I mean, like, I understand.
What about umami?
Savouriness. I've always called it umami because it's a U and not a YU. But I mean, maybe it's umami. I don't know.
Umade?
Umami, so fat.
But
yeah, it's like I got this huge thing of Warheads, and I'm like, man, because I enjoy sour foods. I think also for the pain, and it's like I opened it up, I picked one out, popped it in my mouth. Not that sour. I was hugely disappointed. I wanted something that would turn my face inside out, and I did not get that. So I have this 5 pound of Warheads that I've eaten like 3 from.
Are you into BDSM?
No. I don't want physical pain anywhere on my body
but my mouth,
except my tongue.
So
I don't want it on my teeth.
Not in teeth. Tooth pain is the worst kind of pain I think you could get.
Yeah. You ever do the thing where you fucking touch foil the fillings?
No, I don't have fillings.
Oh man.
Wait, what happened? Explain to me.
It's like the worst pain imaginable.
Oof.
It goes straight to your brain. Fucking, it's like I read something somewhere. I think, don't quote me on this. This is the Before I Forget podcast. I'm likely remembering this entirely wrong. But I think it's something electrical with the conductivity of the foil and the fillings, and it like sends like tiny tiny bits of electricity directly to your nerve endings in your
I
teeth, and that goes straight to your head because it's in your mouth right next to your brain.
well, don't quote me on this. Nerves, I know this. Nerves are electrical when they fire. That's an electrical impulse. You can measure that. However,
Yeah.
I don't know if the filling goes to the root of the tooth where the nerve actually connects. If it's just for minor fillings or like any filling you get.
I don't know. I've
You haven't tried
my
it?
feelings I haven't. Yeah, I did it once, and I'm like, man, fuck this. This is awful. That was so bad. I can't believe I did that.
Is it like a snap of pain or is it like long lasting? Like droning
It's
pain?
like long lasting.
Oh
Like
god, why did you do
not
that?
super. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
So it was like a dare. Somebody's like, "Hey, do this." And you didn't think it
Yeah.
was going to do anything.
I mean, I figured it was gonna do something. I just didn't know it was gonna be so bad.
I
It lasts like, I don't know. I'm sure I'm remembering this wrong, but it feels like it lasts at least like 30 seconds after you take it away, like phantom pains afterwards. It's
and
just
30 seconds in pain time is
30
relatively long.
seconds in pain time, and like
It's like dream
however
time.
old I was time. While we're on the topic of dreams, I know I was talking about dreams the other day, but I
Yeah.
dream about like tornadoes a lot, like all the time.
So
Fucking going along, sunny day in the dream, nothing's happening, bam, fucking 50 tornadoes all around. And these tornadoes all are like shitty 3 FPS, heavily motion blurred. It's just like they're like snapping all around at like weird angles, and like
so it's like your internet. If your internet
yeah,
was rendering
if my
a
internet
4K
was
video.
rendering a 4K tornado live and with heavy motion blur and
see,
like all these predictive frames in between, then yeah, it would be like that.
the reason I have to edit and upload is because I have the the editing software and the good internet. Cage is sitting with
Yeah, if I were to
0.3
sit here and
upload.
attempt to upload, I could not do it. It would take like the whole week to upload this shit.
So
And
as
it's
soon as we
not
stop
even
recording,
that-
you'd have to start uploading.
Yeah, you are like your sound gate is like vibrating, and I don't know what it is.
You see,
Why it's doing it?
I'm looking over at the levels, and they are reaching max, but the editing software I use fixes that. So I think it's all right.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for that, and then
If the
everyone
podcast
else
sounds
listening
like
to the
absolute
podcast
shit,
can just shit on us.
I will. I will turn it down. I will definitely turn it down. I turned you down because you were. I just peeked there.
But I'm a consistent loud though. I don't have like this random peakiness that you
Dude,
have.
my range of talking. You see, I can talk like this and be just fine for a while, and then I'll just bring the volume up.
Yeah,
I'll start
you
yelling
do.
when I'm
You
playing
do
League.
shit like
This
that.
entire section of the podcast is fucked.
Yeah, it is. Fucking
I'm sorry.
apologies to everyone with ears in our audience.
So
If you're reading this in text form, I
reading.
mean,
How do you read
that's I don't know.
if you're
about to
feeling
go
this
to,
podcast in Braille?
if you're telepathically receiving this podcast via emotional signals, you're probably fine.
How do you express anger in Braille? Is it the depth of the dots?
What, am I blind? I don't know, man.
Ask Helen Keller.
I think you just have to do like a fucking /A, like people do /S on the internet for sarcasm.
So you have a little symbol in Braille for /A.
Just do a little fucking angry face.
All right, Cage. It's getting close to that spooky Halloween time, right?
That is true.
I do not believe in ghosts. I'm wondering your take on that.
I mean, I don't really, but at the same time, there's like weird shit that happens. I don't really think it's ghosts, but I don't know what it is. You know,
Do you have a story of something like that? You just can't
my
explain it.
mom's had a couple things happen. I've had things happen, but I'm gonna blame that on sleep deprivation and overactive child imagination. So there, when my grandpa died, my mom went over to clean up some of his stuff because my grandma couldn't do it. And there is a drawer at my grandpa's desk that no one was ever allowed to open. And it was an old desk. It was like very difficult to pry this fucking drawer open. So she like it's like filled with shit, and just the grooves that it slides out of are all like corroded and shit. She fucking squeaks this shit open, and then as soon as she lets go, it fucking slams shut.
It was a trap.
It was a trap. That's if any of his kids ever stuck their fingers in there, man. Those things would be gone.
So, slam shut. Was she, so,
Spooked? Yeah, probably.
was she drunk at the time? Or going through
No,
distress in any way?
I mean, I no.
You see, there's a lot of people, and one of my stories has to deal with that. Um, they just they don't perceive the world like they usually do. One, when they're drunk for obvious reasons,
Yeah, yeah.
and then two, when they're under emotional distress or anything like that, because they're focusing on that and not on their senses and what they're the present here and now. So when my grandma passed away a little over a year ago or so, she used to sit in this chair, and she was always sitting in that chair. She couldn't move too much because she had two types of cancer, and it was just hard to do anything. She was getting up there in age, and eventually she passed away. It was in a hospital. She did it in her sleep. She was super high on morphine for like pain and whatnot. So I don't even think she was there, to be honest. But I
I mean,
remember
better to go out high as hell.
I remember sitting there, or rather like kneeling there at that one chair, and I was over like the super crying, sad, I don't want to do anything period, and I was just kind of resolved, and I just wanted to get back. I wasn't back to normal, but I was getting there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, shit like cancer, you have a long time to kind of
yeah,
come to terms with shit.
it was relatively quick too, so that was so much better than like seeing her super slow decline. So that was probably better. So I'm sitting at this chair, right? And I'm thinking about stuff, and I remember saying something along the lines of like way long ago. I said when she was relatively healthy. I say relatively. This is after her diagnosis and blah blah blah. I said, um, if you can get in contact with us in any way, shape, or form, would you? If there's a possible way. I don't know why I said it. It was probably a stupid thing to say. I don't remember her response. It was probably something like, "No, you're a fucking idiot. I can't do that." So I remember sitting at that chair, and I'm just thinking about her and whatnot, and I feel this icy cold hand right on my hand, which is sitting on the chair. And that's where her hand would normally be if she's sitting in the chair. Now, I'm not a believer in ghosts, but I don't know how the fuck to explain that. Because I just kind of sat there, I waited for a really long time, and I still felt it. It was super real. And then as soon as I took my hand away, didn't feel it. Put it back, nothing. And it was gone for the rest of the day. And I tried to get it back, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is scary stuff. Perfect.
So while we're kind of on the subject of not like really being all there, so when I go to sleep, or when I attempt to go to sleep,
Yeah.
it takes me a while.
I'm the same way.
The reason is like I can't not have noise, because if it's quiet, my head will make noise and that'll wake me up. So what I mean by this is when I'm laying here, I'll use a couple hours ago when I was trying to take a nap, for example. I'm laying here, my headset turned itself off and I didn't notice because I have it like turned way down and I have like thunderstorm sounds on. So it's like it's just this quiet like background ambience that I forget about, and then when it turns off I don't realize it. But it turned off and I'm sitting here and all of a sudden like this steadily crescendoing trumpet goes on for like a quarter of a second, like directly in my ear. And that wakes me the fuck up because, that sort of shit wakes people up. Now, no one was around to do that. It's just in my head, in my ear. I don't know if that's an issue with my ear or my brain, but it happens.
Was it the skeleton trumpet gif?
I don't think it was dude Mr. Skeletal Guy, no. And shortly after that, I'm like, man, I hate that when that happens. And I lay back down. I don't realize my fucking headset is off at this point. I thought maybe it was like some asshole had put like a trumpet sound in the middle of the 10-hour thunderstorm thing. Because that would be funny were I not attempting this. But then I lay back down, try to go back to sleep, and then fucking clear as day I hear a gunshot. That was not a thing that actually happened. That was just in my head. Could have done without that. That woke me the fuck up again. So I'm like, fuck, man. Shit. And then I lay back down and finally realize that my fucking headset is off and turn it on. Because it doesn't make a sound when it turns off, but it makes a sound when it turns on.
So, was it just a low battery thing?
No.
It was just turned off.
It just turned off, yeah. Like, if the signal gets interrupted for like 10 seconds, it's fucking off.
I like how I questioned that instead of you just heard a phantom gunshot and dude, Mr.
Noises.
Trumpet Man.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm pretty sure it's my ear because my ear is fucked. Like, you know how if you're listening to a speaker and like the speaker is like busted and so it makes this like vibrating noise on certain like frequency. Yeah, that's what my ear does.
So nothing's super clear in your ear.
Nothing's really super clear. I mean, most frequencies are fine, but like if I'm listening to anything slightly too loud, Carol's voice does it a lot whenever she talks. So it's mostly the higher registries. They just fucking it's vibrating amp sounds in my ear. And like I feel it more than I hear it because it's like, like in your ear, in your head type of like shaky, violent sound.
That sounds very uncomfortable.
Oh, it's remarkably uncomfortable.
I mean, I've got very good hearing because I've got my mom's genes. She has very good vision and very good hearing.
How do you fit in? How do you fit in those? Your mom's jeans.
I mean, they're a little tight around the ankles. Why did I say the ankles?
I don't know. That's a weird.
I've got enormous ankles.
Yo, man, fucking cankles out to here. You know what I'm saying?
We're recording this later than we usually do. It's
Yeah, Uff normally goes to bed at a reasonable hour, like some sort of casual.
do
So
you do you sleep twice a day or once a day?
once a day, unless it's less than like 5 hours, then twice a day.
Cuz I know
I had to get up early today to pick up my little brother early from school.
I'm fascinated by this one thing. Normally you should get a third of your day sleeping, third of your day working, and then a third of your day like play whatever time, right? And that's like the healthy suggested what you should
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
But there are these people who have figured out that if you sleep for 2 hours, if you go to bed at a very certain time, you go to bed at that time, sleep for 2 hours, wake up, blah, 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 you go on with your day, then take another 2 hour nap exactly at the
Yeah.
same time you always
It's
do.
just
It's just, it's like getting a refreshing 8 hours of sleep.
it's just a non-circadian sleep cycle. It's
I,
like
I don't understand it though.
they get like a REM cycle in, and then they're good. It's like REM cycles are like an average,
90
you know.
minutes.
Fucking light sleep, then you go into your deep sleep and your REM sleep, and then you're back up. If
It,
you interrupt in the middle of that, you're fucked. You might as well go back to bed. But if you fucking go in between the cycles like you're supposed to, it's fine. Everything's great, and it's like you took a 2 hour nap, you're nice and refreshed. I can't do that because it takes me fucking 2.5 hours to fall asleep. But other than that,
Man, I when I was younger, I wouldn't say little, but when I was younger, I had the hardest time sleeping. I fall asleep after like 3 hours of just laying in bed, just trying to go to sleep and I couldn't. And then eventually I'd do one REM cycle and then instead of going into rapid eye movement, I just wake up and that's why I never had dreams because I never got into that state where I was like half conscious, half asleep. And because of that, I got like an average of 3 hours of sleep a night with school, and it was awful.
yeah, it takes me a long time to get to sleep, but I think pretty much the instant I get to sleep, I go straight REM because like
It's light sleep.
dreams all the time. Like
I
fucking 10-minute nap, I would have a fucking 2-second dream. It would have.
man, I have some dreams now. It's not much better, but the dreams you have, man, I'm thankful that I don't have dreams. When
Oh,
I hear you talk about yours,
I don't really get how much of that is because of the dreams, and how much of that is like fucking the dog trampling through my room every 5 minutes.
you see that I've never had that. You incorporate reality into your dreams. Like what happens in real life, you can move your leg in real life and that'll wake you up, but you can be conscious of the
Yeah.
fact that you can move your leg. What?
So when I was younger, this shit used to happen all the time. I was really into soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, when I
Yep.
was younger, and so I'd be laying there, just thinking about, oh man, fucking kicking the old ball around, and then I'd fucking kick the wall and hurt my foot and wake myself up. I
we t-
wasn't even asleep yet. I
we
would just
talked
kick my
about
leg.
this. Uh,
Yeah. So
I've I've have you ever recorded yourself sleep?
no,
I've done it once. I'm the most fucking boring person to watch. I don't move. I just
I'm sure because I like talking shit. And I'm sure it would
dude,
be like
live stream
really
that.
interesting.
Oh wait, no, that's illegal. You
And
can't do
just
that on Twitch.
live stream my fucking boner.
You gonna pitch a tent on Twitch
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
Twitch TV forward slash
I'll fucking
Dreamcasters.
I'll stream like fucking IRL, and I'll call it like camp shit because I'm pitching a tent.
um, I'm shocked. I'm more just in awe of the way you describe your sleep, because I've never heard anything like it. A lot of people just go to sleep and they wake up. One person in particular, it was as soon as his head hit the pillow, it was the next
My
day, and it
mom's
was
the
really
same
cool.
way.
It was really cool the way he described it, and I was like, I wonder what that feels like, because a lot of people really enjoy sleep because it's like, it's their time
Yeah.
to just dream, forget about the day, things like that. But I don't know, man. I feel like sleep is a time waster. And on
I
some
mean,
level, I want to do like the circadian rhythm breakup thing where I only have to sleep 4 hours. But I don't think my body could do that.
sleep is like when your fucking brain like resets and shit and fucking gets everything good to go,
Yeah.
you know.
And then,
So if you just like skip that, what does that say about your fucking day to day life, you know? Is your brain just not doing anything all day?
that very. It's not working hard enough. It's just like, I don't need to fucking do this. Boom,
Mine's
wake
like
up.
working overtime trying to remember anything, so I have dreams all the time.
Man, yours is working overtime trying to formulate those dreams.
Yeah, it's just fucking. I've got like screenwriters in my head, and they're just like, okay, fucking dream number 73. We got to tie in with dream fucking 62 over here. Fucking don't forget the overarching storyline for 83. It's just some fucking shit.
The other thing I wanted to cover, Cage. This has nothing to do with dreams. I was in the bathroom. You know this is gonna be good when it starts off with that.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom at my work, and I'm sitting there, and I saw abominations happening. Is that the correct word? I saw
You saw
abysmal behavior happening within the bathroom.
abominable.
Abominable snowmen in the bathroom. It is getting colder out. But I I have these rules of bathroom etiquette. And I want to see if you share the same rules as myself. And I don't know why. I've
Like,
always used
try
them.
not to shit like a freight train.
When somebody else walks in the bathroom. Poop shy, man. Are you poop shy?
I am very poop shy. I get secondhand embarrassment. You think I can fucking embarrass myself regularly? Someone else comes in there, their shit's loud as fuck. I'm like, oh man, I feel embarrassed for that guy.
I imagine you sitting in the stall. Somebody walks in and you're not expecting it. So you just let one go and you go, "Oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And you're
No,
like
there's nothing
sticking your
like
head
that.
under the stall looking at them trying to apologize.
Nothing quite that extreme. Like if I
Oh
let one go, I
gosh.
mean I let one go. You know, it happens. Fucking uncontrollable function sometimes.
We
Oh,
are
there was one time I was throwing up in the bathroom and I tried to apologize to this guy taking a shit.
yo, I'm so
Because it wasn't just because I was throwing up. It was because when like I started to throw up, my throat closed, so I made this like horrible like screeching
you
sound
summoned a
that was just
banshee in
my
the
throat like
bathroom.
squeezed together. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I I remember sitting in a public restroom when I really had to go, and I wanted to go so bad, but somebody else was in the bathroom, and I was holding it. I'm a little bit poop shy. Man, if I have to go, I'll just do it. I don't care. But if I'm like waiting a little bit, I can hold it until they leave. Then I can, release the kraken. But this one dude next to me, he wasn't leaving, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then I looked at his feet, and I realized they were facing the toilet, and I was like, "What?" So after about 2 minutes, he just starts throwing up like mad, and it's like spraying everywhere, and it's like going underneath. I'm so sorry to everybody who's listening. It's like spraying underneath the stall, and I
Not
just,
for the weak stomach.
man, it was so disgusting. I went "Pfft," and then just left. I released my. Okay, back to the unspoken rules of the bathroom.
Yeah. Tell us about this.
So I'm gonna. This is gonna be a free response test for you, Cage. All right. I'm gonna see
I
what
don't
your
know what that.
answers are to
Okay.
these certain questions.
And
So
then you're gonna tell me the answers.
yeah. So you walk into a bathroom. If you're a lady, we have a thing called urinals. If you don't know what a urinal is, you're living under a rock.
Pretty sure ladies know what urinals
I
are.
know. I'm just clarifying. You know, the YouTube audience is fairly young. I don't think. I'm just gonna fucking stop. All right.
Yeah, you
So,
should. Yeah.
so you walk into a bathroom. Nobody's at the stall, or nobody's at any of the urinals, right? You have 4 lined up. One's against like the stalls. One's against the wall. You got 2 in between. Which one do you pick?
You take the one farthest from the door.
Yes. Now, if you have the door and it immediately looks at the urinals, right? Do you pick the one closest to the wall or the stall?
I normally pick the wall because I'm not gonna like get my foot all up under whoever's in the stall. I have a fairly wide pee stance. I don't know.
You man
I don't
spread
know
while
what's
you're
your
peeing?
yeah, kind of. I mean, not like severely, but enough to like keep the waistband in my pants up. I don't want any of that shit like falling down and having to clench my thighs together while I pee. That's additional pressure I don't need to deal with.
Well, a little backstory to these unspoken rules of the bathroom. My friends thought it was hilarious to pee on me in the bathroom when they're just standing at the urinal.
That's
They
not
just
cool.
turn and pee on me. It was disgusting, and I hated it. So now I've created these rules to protect myself from the pee monsters that be.
Do
All
you
right.
wear a poncho in there? Because that's pretty much the only way.
Dude, I need a poncho for my feet. You know those scrubs you have that you can put on your feet when you're like painting
Booties.
or in a.
Yeah.
I need one of those. Just one of them. Because I'm going to go next to the wall. So my right foot will be fine, but my left foot will be under attack. Anyways, you go into the bathroom and there's one person at the stall. Doesn't matter which stall they're at. What is your rule for picking a urinal?
There's one person at a stall.
Yes.
Is
Let's
it
say they're
next?
on the end, right?
They're on the end next to the urinal.
They're on the end. Just doesn't matter which end they're on. They're on the end. Which urinal do you pick? Let's say they're on the wall.
If the urinals are next to the sink, I'll pick the second one from the sink because that's the farthest away without being next to the sink. And if they're not next to the sink, I'll pick the one farthest away from the stall. And it doesn't matter because the sink's not there.
So automatically, what I default to is going the farthest away from them. I don't care if it's near the door. I don't care if it's near the stalls or the sink. I will go farthest away from them because and on that plane, they are the closest one to me. And I don't care if the people behind me are close to me because, they're not going to pee on my foot.
I mean, maybe.
So, maximum distance. So, when it comes to you have to go next to someone, right? You have to go next to someone is like open, taken, open, taken,
Like
open,
it's
taken.
full, and there's like a line of people behind you.
Not necessarily. I'm talking about you have 6 stalls, 3 people there every other stall. What do you do?
I mean, if there's stalls, just go. I mean,
No. That's what I
I'm
was
not
hoping
gonna
you'd say.
hold it
I will.
and wait for
Oh
these
my
people.
god. This is another rule. I will never go into a stall unless I absolutely have to poop.
I mean, I'm not going to the bathroom in general unless I have to poop. If I go into that bathroom, I'm shitting. I don't care if I didn't have to when I went in there. It's happening.
Like I was saying, never, ever go into a stall. I hate it. Stalls are nasty. You will never go into a bathroom unless you absolutely have to poop, correct?
I mean, I'll go, but like, if
Like,
I won't go into a stall unless I have to poop. or like the urinals are full.
My big thing is if you have to pee, you might as well just go because I don't
I
have a
I pretty much default to the stall over a urinal because
what?
it's more privacy. Yeah,
What?
yeah. Fucking pee shy, man. Pee shy, shit shy, general shy.
I don't man, my general rule with the stalls. All right, stalls.
I mean, I don't know where you are that these stalls are so fucking gross, but
I
like
just
most of
I
the
don't know
stalls
what
I've
it
ever
is.
seen
I
seem
don't have an
pretty
aversion
sanitary.
to like sitting on the toilet. I You know how people like lay out their toilet paper and they want to make sure everything's covered? Well, guess what? Bacteria can go right through that thing. If you got a cut on your bum,
I
it's
mean,
it's just
if
going to go
there's
straight
pee
up there.
on the seat, I'll wipe it
Wipe
off.
that down. I'm going to wipe it down. That's the other thing I don't understand. Lift the toilet seat up if you're going to if you're going to stand and pee. I mean, come on. I don't want pee everywhere. The other thing is, why do people wipe their poop on like the ceiling?
I think those are mostly children, bums, people with
They
mental disorders, or
People
people who
take
are
their
high as fuck.
finger. It's
Stick it up
fucking
their ass. Yeah, maybe they're
people
constipated.
like
They
scrape
just
their
gotta
finger
scrape it
through
up.
Mud Valley and then decide to taint the stall by wiping it on the what? They put it on like the handle.
I think those people are just assholes.
That's very
That's
true.
why they get shit everywhere.
The other thing, all right, this is one of my last rules. Do you take the handicap stall or a regular stall?
Dude, if that handicap stall is open, I'm taking that stall.
Now, this is very interesting in my book.
Do you know how many handicapped people I've ever seen?
0.
Like 4.
I've never seen a handicapped person use a bathroom like in a wheelchair, something like that. No, I've never seen it happen. But at my one school, people wanted to make life a living hell. So normally I default to the handicap stall. But because of these people who have classically conditioned this in my mind, I think the handicap stall is bad. Because they take their pens and like knives probably, and they just scrape up the seat so it'd be so uncomfortable to sit on.
Really? Oh
Yeah!
man, what a bunch of assholes.
They just like, you know how people write stuff
On the walls,
in
yeah.
like the toilet paper dispensers and on the mirrors?
That's why Walmart switched to stainless steel instead of blue plastic for their stalls.
You can still write on that. I hope they
Yeah, but
realize
like they
that.
can clean it a lot better. They
That's
can
true.
just fucking
That's
wipe
true.
that shit off. Permanent marker doesn't matter. Fucking some alcohol on that shit. It's fucking clean.
But imagine taking a pen and like full force,
Imagine
like
spending your
180
time.
degree smack down, Hulk Hogan throwdown, right? Onto the toilet with a pen and just like digging it in. They dig it
Imagine
in
giving
and then
the
it
toilet seat the
it
people's
hurt.
elbow.
It would hurt. And if you wiggled your butt at all in that, you got scratches on your bum.
Yeah, that's really unsafe. You should not sit in that stall.
Like, oh, why? You're ruining it for everybody.
Did one of them get like? Did the girl they like go for a handicapped person? What the fuck? Why are they like? Like, yeah, dude, I'm going for old wheelchair Tim over here. His dick's huge. He can't feel it, but it's fucking massive.
The other thing is, in elementary school, when people just wanted to they wanted to pull practical jokes on everybody for fun. They'd lock it and then they'd go underneath the. American stalls are stupid.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have like
People did
open
used
air.
to do that in my school.
Yeah, they just go underneath
mean-
instead of unlocking it. So now that
You
stall is
could
like
unlock the
unusable.
stalls from the outside. At least the handicap one, because the thing had broke off. The handle that you could.
Oh, is it like
see,
a hole
the
that you could just
inside.
stare into?
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, so fucking embarrassing elementary school bathroom time story. I'm
Yeah.
sitting in there taking a shit. The special ed teacher walks in, starts pounding on the door I'm in, calling me fucking Jason, the special ed kid, like thinking that I'm the special ed kid. And she's like, Jason, why'd you go? You're supposed to let me help you go. And I'm like, just not Jason. Fucking chill out, lady. And she's like, oh, sorry. It's like, yeah, no, it's fine. My poop just went up into my colon again, but you know. Instead of scaring the shit right out of me, it had the opposite effect.
I I love like scaring people in the bathroom.
I hate you.
I,
I have a hard enough time taking a shit. It takes me like 10 to 15 minutes if there are other people in there. I can't even shit properly if like a cat walks into the bathroom downstairs.
dude, my cat sits in my pants when I go to the bathroom. He just sits in there.
See, what I do is I'll I'll take my one leg of my pants off and then pull that shit up over onto my leg so that it doesn't touch the ground.
You see, my I
Not in
wasn't
public stalls, just in my house.
the worst thing I've ever done prank wise in a bathroom is I'd
And you
filled a
pee on the floor
5 gallon
right in front of
bucket.
the toilet.
What'd you say?
You pee on the floor right in front of the toilet.
No.
Because okay, quick interruption story.
Yeah.
I went to Walmart one time, dropped trout, took a nasty sick shit because I was fucking ill, and then pulled my pants up. They're fucking soaked. Some dickhole had peed all over the floor in front of the toilet seat.
You see,
So
my
fuck that guy.
because of my cat, I won't do something gross, right? Okay, that's a lie. I'll get into that. But because of my cat, I don't put my pants down all the way. I like put them down enough to
Oh,
where
I've never put him down all the way since.
yeah, I don't let them touch the floor. But anyways, um two of the worst things I've ever done in the bathroom is I've three things actually. I just take wet paper towels and like lob them over and I just hit the people and they'd go, "What the hell, man?" And of course, I'm in middle school and I think it's the funniest thing ever. So I did that a couple times, and then I moved on to bigger and better things. So you know how they've got those little notches underneath the ring on the toilet. Not necessarily the seat cover, but where you plop down. The seat cover with the hole in it. What's that called?
What? That's the seat.
So there's the seat cover and then just the seat?
Yeah, there's the rim, the seat, the lid,
The rim?
the top. Yeah, that's when you lift the shit up and a woman falls into the toilet. She's falling into the rim.
I never knew that. Rim, lid, seat. Alright. Seat. So the notches on the seat on the underside of it, right?
That hold it away from the rim.
Yes. Yes. I'd take ketchup packets and I'd put them in there.
Good old
And then-
fucking Captain Underpants.
yeah, that's where I learned it from. So I'd do that, and I was the mustard mayo caper. That was great fun watching people walk out and they've got ketchup all over the back of their legs. Looks like they had been on their period in the bathroom. However, I in high school I evolved. It's one of the senior pranks in
Did
my
you
high
do
school.
the saran wrap over the rim?
Oh no! That's too far. That is too far. Oh gosh, that's disgusting. But one of my personal senior pranks was filling a 5-gallon bucket full of ping pong balls and just dumping it on the person. Like, it wouldn't be gross or anything. It just scared the shit out of them because it'd be so loud. And we'd run out of there, and then the bathroom would be full of ping pong balls, but whatever. But what these genius football jocks decided to do was everybody took a station, right, around the school. They put firecrackers in the toilet, lit them, and then flushed them.
Yeah, the old fuck the whole shit up.
You know what happened?
Oh, that shit blew up.
Every single toilet in the entire school started flooding. Because it just backed up everything. And, like, it smelled awful the entire day. Those kids got suspended because they just watched them go into the bath. I never did anything stupid like that. However, speaking of senior pranks, I did tape. It wasn't my idea, but I joined in. I taped like air horns so they were continuously firing, and we threw them on top of the building. That was funny. Everybody thought a tornado siren was going off, but no, it was just the top of the school. But that's all I have for the bathroom, and we're reaching the 52-minute mark, Cage.
Yes, we are.
That's pretty long.
Yeah, we've got some silence in there though with your mic breaking.
Yeah, my mic breaking. Yeah, gotta fix that. But anyways, Cage, it's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, it's been something.
Definitely something. It's gonna be fun to edit too. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for joining us on this episode of Before I Forget. Tune in on Thursday as well as Sunday.
And also Thursday again the next time.
Bye-bye.